or at least he has the mannerisms of somebody that's gay, and a lot of people want him to come out.
What does having gay mannerisms mean? What?
I mean, he just looked like a gay nigga, man. What do you want me to say?
What does a gay nigga look like, Bush?
Like Paul Mooney, nigga.
What is it? What do you mean?
To this day, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Hey, damn, bro. That sounds like a Chappelle joke. Damn,
no, nigga. Dude, I don't know what the fuck you want me to say, nigga. All right, so here's the bodyguard talking about it, man. All right. He gonna open the video up with talking about coming out.
I think if Paul Mooney would come out what the gay folks call come out of the closet, he would be one of the top comedians.
Do you know when Paul came into
Paulette? And he said, this is Paulette, and I heard it clearly as Paulette. I think if Paul Mooney
Bush, bring that shit
would
back.
come out what the gay folks call come out of the closet, he would be one of the top comedians.
Do you know when Paul came into the picture? Was he already there?
No, he was there when I got there. As a matter of fact, when I met Paul, Richard introduced him to me as Paulette. And he said, this is Paulette, and I heard it clearly as Paulette, but I just I wouldn't respond to it. Right. And Richard looked and said, did you hear it? This is Paulette. And then I looked at him. So I knew what he was saying to me. Right. But I just didn't let it,
What do you think he was implying? Like, he was trying to be funny about Paul, or is he implying something else about Paul?
It was all of the above. It's funny. You could laugh at it because Paul was right there. He's gay. He's a homosexual. It's all of those things because when it's close on you,
hold up.
And if you're not clear with it, then you're making yourself available to it. Mm-hmm. So it was just clear. This is Paulette. When you down with a Paulette and you're looking at a man, then you're talking about yourself too. So it was real clear.
What was Paul's? So Paul didn't fight that title.
Paul knew who he was.
Okay.
And still know. He always knew.
Right, and just to kind of go deeper into that conversation, there's been talks about Paul's sexuality.
I think if Paul Mooney would come out what the gay folks call come out of the closet, he would be one of the top comedians. It's his hiding in the closet like he's not. Because when people see Paul performance, they hear what he's saying, but they're like, I'm seeing something else. Like, ooh, baby, there's something else there. And because he's saying it black, you try to hide what you're seeing, or you don't want to acknowledge what you're seeing. But if
So yeah, this clip basically him talking about, now this is like Richard Pryor's bodyguard, like you say in the title. So he's just talking about Paul Mooney should just come out already. He would probably gain popularity just by being a gay comedian, by being somebody in that space, like an elder statesman.
A member of the council and shit.
Because he's already established as a great comedian. So if he would just come out, then he would probably get more notoriety. Right? And these rumors about Richard Pryor fucking white Hollywood celebrities and shit swirling around that were put out there by Quincy Jones. So
the relationship.
I mean, I don't know.
We're not even there yet. Now this is the accusation right here. Right?
Oh, okay. The actual news.
The relationship became fragile.
Okay.
Because Paul Mooney had Richard's son by that time.
So Richard passed away in 2005. Where was his and Paul's relationship at that time?
Wait, can I ask a question? Well, like, how old was?
How'd you say?
How old was Richard's son? Like, was he 18 or over or whatever?
I mean, there are a lot of people that are saying that he was of age, and there are people that are saying that he wasn't. I think he gonna specify. We're gonna watch the video later because TMZ followed Richard Pryor's son and tried to get him to explain what this guy meant, and he'll say to the extent that I was not of age. All right, so we're gonna get to all of that. Let's just play the video out.
I mean, it's just 5 minutes. Like,
JoJo
this nigga's gay. Like, I mean, I don't like. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you know, I'm honest, but I don't really care that much. Like, that's not really a thing, news or whatever. Like, you fucked your boy's son. All right.
Look, I just want him to. Did he say it yet? I just want him
No,
to.
yeah,
Once he say it, then we'll move on. All right.
Okay. The relationship became
He kind of already
fragile.
did say it at the beginning, but hold up.
Because Paul Mooney had Rich's son. And
All right, there you go.
There you go. Next clip.
And I wanted to talk to you
That nigga
about
say that shit every 10 seconds.
Sean Conn, that you and Paul Mooney had a sexual relationship back in the 80s. Is there any truth to that? I know that Paul Mooney's denied it.
Well, whatever happened in my life, it happened when I was young, way before the 80s. So,
Okay, so was it a consensual relationship?
how could any relationship be consensual if I was a teenager?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago. And Paul Mooney's denied the claim. So do you have anything you want to say to him?
Well, I really have nothing to say at all about the situation.
Were you aware of the alleged hate that your father put out on Paul Mooney that Rashawn Khan claims?
No, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your time, Mr. Pryor.
That nigga had to stop when he said his father tried to put out a hit on Paul Mooney. He had to stop.
Yo, myself. And y'all think y'all could be paparazzi, bro? I feel like you gotta be bold for that, bro.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And niggas, second nigga step up to me, I'm like, my apologies, sir.
Get your ass beat, dog. Asking these goddamn questions.
Hey, did your daddy put out a hit on the nigga that
you know how many times these paparazzi got,
you
know how many times they got cursed out, beat up, pushed around. You know how many times that happened to them?
Not enough. These niggas is wild, dog. What the Yo, bro.
I don't know why niggas in the chat trying to accuse me of just bringing up gay shit. Nigga, we talked about racism and a bunch of shit before this news.
You can't address them every time they say that. That's the thing,
bro.
bro.
You gotta ignore it. You gotta ignore it.
Nigga, it's one gay topic.
Streamer.
This whole goddamn thing. What?
Matter of fact, bring another one up. Fuck it. What's more? More gay news. Every time they complain,
you gotta make a new game show. Is that gay?
Is that gay?
Cue the theme song.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be the Empire theme and shit.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably some more stories out there about Paul Mooney coming out, or him molesting Richard Pryor's son. He had canceled one of his shows. He was supposed to do a show, but he canceled that due to all this news coming out. So yeah, well, I mean, what are your thoughts on this, just in general? Do you believe the story? You don't really care? What's going on?
I'm not one for stereotypes, but that nigga was as passive aggressive as gay dudes that I know, bro. He said, "Well, if anything did happen, it was when I was young." Like, what the fuck, yo, bro? Imagine somebody interviewing one of your exes, bro, one of your friends' daughters, and she's like, "Oh, my bad. I'm assuming Bush. My bad. One of your friends' daughters or sons," and she was like, "Oh, well, if I did fuck with Bush, it was when I was 13, April 2000." Like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah. That's. One, I think he did it just off the strength. Two, that's petty the way he said it. It's petty to say it like that, bro.
Oh shit.
You gonna fuck up a nigga's rap? Be upfront about it, bro. Be like, yeah, the nigga a pedophile. Fuck him.
Yeah, that was kind of off-putting. The way he went about the whole situation. He could have just said yes or no, or or could have clarified more. But he didn't really have any sort of stance. He kind of just went along with the rumor, whether it's a rumor or true or not. He kind of went along with the narrative that somebody else was already pushing, and he didn't take no stance either way. He was just like, if it did happen, how it happened? If I was this age, then he probably molested me. So
it was like, man, if 2 is a number and you add another 2, what that equal? Oh, what about your dad? I'm gone, dog. I'm gone, dog.
If your daddy try to call a hit out on Paul Mooney, like, I'm out, nigga. Come on, man.
So, yeah, disrespectful, bro.
So we don't really know right now. It's just Deference said it wasn't a rumor. So damn. So I mean, niggas already taking. What side do y'all stand on, man? Is Paul Mooney canceled for molesting little boys? Is this what y'all?
That ain't confirmed, man. Allegedly.
I mean, it's allegedly. It's not confirmed. Stone said he don't give a fuck. So I'm putting Stone. You stay in the middle, then. All right.
We're gonna cancel a man for being gay.
We're not canceling him for being gay, man. Cancel him for molesting a child, nigga. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's what
Morgan say. Oh, God,
nigga, what are your thoughts on this, man? What is your stance? You don't believe? So you don't believe it? Is what you're saying?
I never said that.
Bitch, what?
Nigga was a bystander, dog. He never do shit.
All right,
Nigga,
support.
ultimate bystander, but that nigga don't exist.
All
Fuck.
right, so
Put me
Morgan's
on cancel.
okay. Where you at, Josh?
Wait, we can't select Paul Mooney. Like,
I mean, you can stay in the middle. I mean, if you're not sure, man, it's up to you, man.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what we're trying to cancel.
They canceling for being gay,
It's
Josh.
molestation, man.
they homophobes in this chat.
There's an accusation of this man molesting a 14-year-old, not a 14-year-old
So
child.
cancel on being accused?
I thought he just had sex, but now he molested him.
I mean, the nigga that was molested said this nigga touched him. He
So
didn't
did the
say it
kids with
outright,
Michael
but he
Jackson.
kinda said,
You
look,
still support him, don't you?
Oh my God, this nigga, boy. I swear.
Michael
No,
Jackson,
answer the question.
Well, that's the point of the cancel of support. It's about what you believe. Don't go with what I think, nigga. It's about what you believe.
I'm not. I'm just
You don't
saying,
believe
I'm
nothing,
trying to-
so you in the
I'm
middle.
just showing you a hypocrite. That's all.
That is fire.
If Paul Mooney did molest him, then he canceled, dog. Okay.
Okay. Look, I mean, I'm giving.
But we don't know if he molested him.
Yeah, we don't know. That's the thing.
I mean, that's the point of this, man. Like, it's not. You don't have to cancel all support. I mean, you could be on the fence. That's why I put the or there, nigga. Like, it's up to y'all. I'm not forcing you niggas to pick a side. You know what I'm saying?
You force us all the time.
Well, sometimes I force niggas, but
Whoa! Calm down, Paul Mooney. Calm down.
Look,
cancel Bush season.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the middle. I'm not sure. There's not enough information.
Oh, I ain't going.
I mean, I said that y'all niggas could do this, but y'all want to complain
True
about
calling me the
bringing
ultimate
it up.
bystander. Look at this dude.
Hey, he's a bystander. He's just not ultimate level yet. He getting there.
Shit.
I picked the side, True.
All right, so I mean, y'all
Congratulations,
niggas fuck with molestation, man. It's cool, man.
Use your common sense.
Use your common sense.
Use your common sense.
Use your common sense.
I'm fighting for my life.
I'm fighting for my life.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Somebody had R. Kelly behind a Popeyes register saying that shit.
That joint was the funniest.
Yeah, we talked about that shit early on. Yeah, we talked about that shit earlier.
Y'all killing me with this.
Was the funniest shit ever.
Yo, bro, I was at work and somebody came through in a Chick-fil-A uniform. I tried not to, bro. But she walked away. I kind of mumbled it at her, bro. She's like, but she thought I was about to like get her number or some shit. I was like, nah, bitch, what's good with them chicken sandwiches?
Oh my God.